teams, get ready to go. Shoot, promo, shoot, promo. Stating your opinion, are you serious, bro? Shoot, promo, shoot, promo. Talking about some wrestling for just a little bit. Shoot, promo, shoot, promo. Tagged explicit so we can say shit. Fucking shoot, promo, shoot, promo, shoot, promo, shoot, promo. Fight for your life, wait not your life just for a prize. There is no prize, just fucking fight. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Shoot, promo, shoot, promo, shoot, promo, shoot, promo, shoot, promo, shoot, promo. I shot the promo, but I did not shoot the deputy. Shoot, promo, shoot.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in internet land. Welcome to another edition of Shoot Promo, the only wrestling game show in the world. I am your host, Red Reddington. We have another two teams of three wrestling fanatics ready to dissect, discuss, and dilute the past week of wrestling. So let's have a look at our teams for episode 11. We have on Team Twin Magic, the man who's best described as when God closes a door, he shits out of a window. It's WindowDump!
Run me a score, Funky 4 plus one more. It's the dump. No, wait, that's the wrong tape.
He's joined this week by a debuting character. I would suggest in this kind of weather that you should check his temperature. It's Adam the Feverish!
This is going to be a shoot promo so great, as Santino will say, it will make everybody go, Omg.
And making a return this week, much like Kane did, except Kane looked a little better than this guy, it's Swerveface!
I don't mind lesbians, actually. There's still women who won't sleep with me, but at least it's nothing personal.
Good God. If you're wondering why he's been away so long. And they are taking on Interrupting Pyro. It's WindowDump's partner. They've split down the middle. They're here tonight to find out who is the bigger Janetti. It's GoldenEye!
Yeah, luckily he has a bit of a handicap. I have pink eye and a sore throat, and my stomach hurts a little bit. But I am still going on.
He's pulling the old heel injury tactic. He's joined this week by another debuting character. It's Danielson.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Shoot Promo.
He's very, very, very posh, I see. And of course, the man who wears less clothes than shop dummies, it's OmegaBR!
Speaking of posh, if anybody knows the name of the title theme to the film Spice World, please send me a personal message.
Yeah. Is that Spice World the one with the Spice Girls, or Spice World the R-Truth and Evan Bourne video? Anyway, let's move on. And of course we are joined by our Shoot Promo audience, who are here to boo, cheer, and say general lovely things like "Let's Go Ryder" at a TNA pay-per-view. Say hello, audience!
Shoot!
We want Ryder.
TNA.
They're all here in lovely things. Okay,
Yay.
So it's our 11th show, but some people might not know the rules, so let's go through them anyway. The teams will attempt to answer questions about the past week in wrestling, as well as taking part in some more improvisational rounds. Along the way, they'll be awarded points for being funny, positive, whilst having points deducted for, moaning, groaning, and making sweeping generalized statements. Points will be awarded and deducted with accompanying sounds. For example, if a team says something slightly funny, they'll be awarded with 1 point, which sounds like this. Ooh. If they say something slightly funnier, they'll be awarded 2 points, which sounds like this. And if they say something hilarious and make me fall off my chair, which last week RMD achieved, they'll hear this noise for 3 points. On the other hand, if they start drifting too far off topic or say something terribly unfunny, I'll deduct points, which sounds like this. So, seeing as this week is my last show of the season, can I get an aww?
Oh. Yeah.
Oh my god.
We're not going to start off with winners and losers this week. No. Instead, this week we're going to be opening Shoot Promo with the Shoot Promo Awards. For those of you listening who can't see, the award consists of the left patella mounted in gold with a nugget of plutonium to ensure that if anyone steals it, they'll be dead within minutes. So yes, this is now an annual event where each of the panel will have the opportunity to invent an award for this year's ceremony and award it to a wrestler or promotion or group of wrestlers, or maybe even a member of the panel or audience. So that being said, panel, your nominees for this year's Shoot Promo Awards. Let's go to Window Dump first. Oh, it should have been a big black dildo. I just realised that. Have a point, audience, for that.
Wait, it should be more than a big black dildo. It should be 3 cans of Coke as well.
Okay,
let's move on. Window Dump, go ahead. Your
Shoot Promo Awards. That's really the name you came up with. Really? What about how about the loose cannons in memory of Brian Pillman, godfather of the worked shoot?
It's a good point. Who are you going to award a loose cannon to, if you like?
Yes, I'm going to make my award for Feud of the Year since the WWE didn't have one. It is, of course, that seminal summer feud, the second best thing of the summer, the first being, of course, the work shoot being cool again. It happened on a little known show called NXT Season 5 Redemption, and it was between two of the greatest wrestlers that both Canada and Japan have ever produced, Tyson Kidd and Yoshitatsu. You see, this was a battle of honor. Battle of honor not fought over something simple like a belt or a mask or hair or a car. This was fought over the leg of an action figure. You see, when somebody thinks you're awesome enough to make a small plastic replica of you and sell them in Kmart's all over the world, that's really something. And when you finally earn up enough money to buy one of those small plastic replicas of yourself of your very own, it's really special. And Yoshitatsu did just that and made a little shrine to it. But Tyson Kidd, because there is no honor in Canadian submission wrestling, decided to steal that action figure and break off a leg just to piss him off because he's an asshole. And so they fought, and they fought again, and they fought again, 3 weeks in a row for no particular reason. And then they finally realized that the only way to settle this was to call the legendary writer Vince Russo and ask him what they should do to cap off the feud. And his answer, if you liked it, then you should have put it on a pole. If you liked it, then you should have put it on a pole. And then they put that action figure leg on a necklace on a pole, and they had a match. And even though Yoshitatsu got that action figure leg, Tyson Kidd superplexed him and stole it back. But Yoshitatsu had the last laugh by vandalizing Tyson's property and coming back with a new dark side gimmick that he got after returning to Japan and watching too much anime and reading too much manga on the plane ride over. And you see, at the end of the day, everyone's a winner. Yoshitatsu has a new gimmick. Tyson Kidd got airtime, and so did all those other people that he had matches with, like Justin Gabriel and Trent Beretta and Justin Gabriel.
That's a very, very sound answer there. Good feud of the year, ladies and gentlemen. Yoshitatsu and Tyson Kidd. Okay, let's go over to the other team. GoldenEye, your Shoot Promo Award, or possibly Loose Cannon Award, as I believe they've now been called. So your Loose Cannon of the Year.
All right. I'd probably say we have the Luthez Award for Best Wrestler, in which apparently, as I'm reading off the card, it says, okay, that is weird. I didn't even expect this guy to be a good wrestler. Great Khali for Wrestler of the Year. Oh, wait, just a moment. I'm peeling off some gold stuff on this award. Oh shit! It's a statue of Vince Russo! No wonder this... Oh wait, this isn't the best wrestler of the year. This is the worst wrestler of the year. Yes, the worst wrestler Vince Russo award goes to the Great Khali for doing absolutely nothing and changing gimmicks about 3 times over the course of the year, and turning turning face in order to be a goofy Indian guy, herk-a-dirk-a-dirk, and another one to be a heel guy with Jinder Mahal, and then finally he left and will probably be inducted into the Indian WWE Hall of Fame for winning WrestleMania 27 times.
It is true they do play that clip of Great Khali scoop slamming Andre the Giant all over India. That's all they play. Let's go to Adam the Feverish, your shoot promo award for this year.
All right, for my award will be the Taylor Wilde Award, an award dedicated to the spectacular attempts at moonlighting. And this time it goes to Sin Cara for his valiant efforts of taking over the TNA production team at Vinyl Resolution. It's an obvious joke, I know, but from what little I saw of the pay-per-view, the production botches were just too many, too frequently to pass up. Here to accept the award is Sin Cara himself. Just so you know, he just pointed at the audience. Thank you very much.
I love you, Sin Cara!
He's loved by all. Let's go to Sir Dan Danielson, your shoot promo award for this year.
This award goes to one of the greatest actors on the WWE roster. It is not just to any man or woman, this is the greatest. This award is for the Poker Face of the year. This award goes to none other than the former Divas Champion, Mrs. Kelly Kelly. She will be missed.
Okay, let's go to Swerveface, your shoot promo award of the year.
Well, it could only to some people, one person, but I have to make it fair. I have to make it two. I couldn't choose between the two of them, so I'm going to say the Hardy Boys because we all know about Jeff and Matt. Jeff Hardy, he was in TNA. He fucked up a pay-per-view Victory Road where he was beat in a pay-per-view main event in 90 seconds. He obviously came back, and by Genesis, we're going to have Hardy wins LOL. But I don't know what's worse, him or Matt Hardy, who he got into TNA and he was a fat fuck. He got to one of his best friends, Wade Walker. We all remember Aiden Walker from Sacrifice, but people don't talk about Braden Walker because that's in Sacrifice. We're more interested about Mrs. or Mr. Clitdick himself, or China. But Matt Hardy was the one who couldn't live without the orgies, kept on getting DUIs. He was the Kurt Angle of this year. He went into WWE rehab, and he drank mouthwash. So he was in jail, and then he got out of jail, and I don't know what he's doing next. But I couldn't choose between the two of them. They're both fucked up in their own ways, but it's gotta be the Hardy Boys.
It's bad enough that there are two of them. You could have added Lita in there as well. She got done for drink driving. Last but by no means
Actually, it was
least-
driving without a suspended license.
Oh, driving with without a suspended license, or with one?
No, with one. Yeah.
Okay.
While I'm at the
Sin
subject,
Cara's
did
rubbing
Kurt
off
Angle
on me.
did Kurt Angle get 2 DUIs this year? I can't remember.
I believe he did get 2. Let's close the round off. Omega, your shoot promo award for this year. What is it, and who are you awarding it to?
Well, I thought about giving the Beyonce award to Michael Cole for getting all of those slammies, despite not really doing all that much, or perhaps the Marissa Tomei award to Kelly Kelly for, getting out of nowhere, getting the unexpected win for being decent, but mostly just because she's pretty. But in fact, this year I am giving the Doctor Who award to our old pal Kane, as he came back recently. Kane's a lot like Doctor Who. He has all these incarnations. He seems to travel back in time to days where, happier days when he was all scorched up and had fake hair and wore the mask and everything. I think our classic masked Kane would have to be Tom Baker, because everybody loves him. He's the icon, and then some of the lesser Kanes, like the one that wanted to have a baby and impregnate Lita and dressed all in white. That's probably Paul McGann. So, and Champion Kane can be David Tennant, because everybody likes him pretty well, but something about him just kind of turns you off. Maybe it's the hair. Oh.
Didn't mean to
And,
press the Pac-Man button there. I'm very sorry. I meant to press 1 point, but I hit Pac-Man. I'm very sorry.
Oh,
Carry
yeah.
on.
All right. Okay. Well, let me just cap it off by saying, if it sounds like I don't really know all that much about Doctor Who, I probably don't as much as my British brethren. But I will say that if Kane is the Doctor, then that probably means that Hornswoggle can be the Dalek, Lita can be Pond. The Bella twins, they're kind of robotic and numerous, so they're probably the Cybermen. And I think we all know who Vicky Guerrero would be, and that is Jeremy Clarkson.
He's not even in Doctor Who.
Fucking medicals.
Okay, let's have a look at the scores at the end of that round. This week's winners of the Shoot Promo Awards round are Team Interrupting Pyro with 17 points. Slightly behind our Team Twin Magic with 16 points. Let's move on to our WWE round, which this week is all about in the beginning. So, team captains, who have you elected to start us off this week? WindowDump, who have you chosen for the WWE round this week?
I've chosen myself. No, wait, I'm sorry. I've chosen Adam.
It's so confusing. Who's who? And GoldenEye, who have you elected for the WWE round?
You said that you chose yourself, I chose myself, but then I realized that you didn't choose yourself. But I'm still going to go WWE round.
Sin Cara has infected GoldenEye's mic, but I believe he's chosen himself. Let's have a look at this week's WWE question. This week, Kane returned with his mask as someone who got into wrestling the moment Kane unmasked to see Kane again with his mask was a joy, and in all honesty, I'm glad to see Kane again. As we all know, Kane is a play on the biblical story of Cain and Abel. So I guess I have to ask you, which biblical characters should make debuts on WWE television? So that's which biblical characters should make debuts on WWE television. Let's go to Adam the Feverish first. Your biblical characters for WWE.
Well, I think the most obvious one would have to be Samson and Delilah, of course, Delilah being his manager. You see, Samson had this long flowing mane of hair, which gave him his strength, and that would be easily worked into an awesome gimmick. Like he could be someone like Chris Masters with a lot more hair and sort of like a superhero-esque quality to him. And plus, it could make for some great Russo-esque gimmicks, such as hair on a pole match, or loser shaves his head match, making him lose his hair and then forcing him to job for several years until he grows it back, that is.
So essentially Dolph Ziggler then.
I like the fact you said hair on a pole match first and then went for the shaving the
I
head
went
off.
out of order there.
Yeah, a little bit out of order. I have to award a point to the audience as well for Dr. Duct Tape, who said you can't say Jesus or Jesus because he already sad Cena in a nightclub. That being said, let's go over to GoldenEye. Biblical characters in the WWE. Who are you going to debut?
Alright, so obviously we can't say God because he's already debuted. Can't say Jesus because after what Dr. Duct Tape said. So we're going to have to go to the Old Testament, in which we'll find a woman with lots of courage, Esther, in which she will participate in random bra and panties match until she finally gets a push and becomes the king, aka Jerry the King Lawler's quote-unquote princess. Of course, you also realize that she's under 18 at the time. Ayo! And anyways, so she ends up getting a push being Jerry the King Lawler's manager, in which for first a manager for an announcer position until she gets a push again and ends up saving the Alliance in the Alliance versus the WWE 2, in which she saves the Alliance from certain fate and ends up winning the women's championship.
You have a bonus point for mentioning the women's championship there, and some good knowledge of the Bible there, I have to say as well. Let's have at the scores after that round. With 23 points, darting ahead are Interrupting Pyro. No? Okay.
Not yet.
And slightly behind on 21 points are Team Twin Magic as we move in to our first free-for-all round of the week, titled the Acronym Round, invented by our good old friend Mince, who's recording these shows. This is where the teams provide acronyms to common events or occurrences in wrestling to create even more jargon and backstage talk. Some examples, LUL, LOL, stands for Locking Up Lita. LMAO, LMAO, stands for Letting Mike Adam Lee on Air. And RMD stands for Really Minuscule Dick. So this week... this week
I will
teams...
destroy you.
This week, teams,
with
I would
my
like...
minuscule dick.
This week, teams, I would like you to concentrate on the TLC pay-per-view, which, of course, stands for Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. So can you think of another acronym that involves 3 objects or people? So, come up with the acronym and tell me what it stands for. It's a free-for-all round, so anyone can dive in at any time and probably talk over each other. So, acronyms for TLC or anything else.
TLC, tasty lubricated condoms.
TLC, Tiny Leprechaun Kolos. It's the new Honeyco, Epico, and Hornswoggle stable.
SBS for the Shelton Benjamin spot.
Okay, renaming TLC as China. Tits, likable, clit dick.
Any more, or did we just kind of peek at tasty lubricated condoms?
It's more difficult than it sounds.
It is a lot more difficult than it sounds. Yeah? No, should we end the round here? Let's end the round here, shall we? Any more? No? Okay.
No.
Let's have a look at the scores for that very, very short round. On 26 points are Team Interrupting Pyro. And just behind, with 23 points, are Twin Magic. Let's move on to our TNA round, which this week is all about moving along. All you've got to keep is strong. Move along. Move along like I know you do. And even when your hope is gone, move along, just to make it through. Move along. So teams, who have you picked to write back what is wrong and move along? Let's go to WindowDump first. Who have you picked for the TNA?
Swerveface.
Oh, it's Swerveface. Surprise! Interrupting Pyro, GoldenEye, who have you chosen?
I don't know if Sir Dan Danielson likes All American Rejects, but I chose him anyways.
Okay, so let's have a look at this week's TNA question. This past Sunday, TNA committed homicide. Around 900 are presumed dead after, I have no idea what, but put it this way, no one reacted to anything at the pay-per-view this week. If Hogan and Dixie haven't killed pro wrestling, they've certainly killed Florida. So maybe it's time for a change. As the All-American Rejects say, when everything is wrong, we move along. And let's face it, there isn't exactly a whole lot right with TNA these days. So let's say 2012, New Year's resolution, TNA abandons Florida completely and settles down somewhere new. Where should they go? And what will be the results of the change? Let's go to Twin Magic, slightly behind at the moment. Swerveface, relocating TNA, moving them along. Where are they going to go, and what's going to happen?
Well, unfortunately, it won't be our favourite place in the UK, Milton Keynes. But instead, it'll be somewhere which, supposedly actually gets good crowds. It's New York. And, because places in New York, they love TNA for some reason. Unlike the Deep South, where you'll get 300 at a house show, in New York, you're getting 4,500 in a fucking baseball park. So what they do is they end up going to the, everybody's favourite Hammerstein Ballroom, and they do their tapings there. And what it does end up at, what happens is, I could just tell you at the end, Hulk Hogan commits suicide after listening to the crowd, who we all know they're rabid. They throw toilet roll, and they honestly they like wrestling. But the good point is they would actually react to anything, unlike Florida, because Florida has been done so many fucking times it's unbearable now. But when you do it here, you could, I don't know, you could bring anyone in, and they'd do something. You want Scott Steiner? Hey, they'd give you Scott Steiner. They would continue on giving the good chance, and they would show to the crowd. They'll show to the fans actually, because in the WWE it used to be all fun and games. Everybody brings their favorite signs. Gold Dust raped my dad, but this time WWE still kids with their John Cena shirts on and all that. And they wouldn't even give Grandmaster Sexy an introduction. You put him in TNA, they'd pop. You put a toilet roll in there, they'd pop. But it's anywhere but fucking Florida, to be honest. Because, Florida is where old people go to retire. And at 63-year-old actively wrestling, his name is Ric Flair, and there's even a referee who's like 64 or something, and he's still there. And Hulk Hogan's 59 and Sting's 53, and he won the title last year. But does it matter? They've done it for so long. Alternatively, you could go to Milton Keynes because it's got good UK crowds, but times are tough. The money's going down. You might as well go somewhere in which you actually get like 2,000 paid or something instead of it's our biggest event of the year and we're having to pay for everything.
A lot of options there. I particularly like the idea of popping for a toilet roll.
Rather than Gold Dust Rate My Dad, it should be TNA Rate My Career.
Okay, orders, you can have a point for that. Min still on then. All right, let's go over to Sir Dan Danielson. Where are we? Where are we going to go with TNA in 2012?
Okay, let me just paint the picture. Dixie Carter is sat at home on a quiet evening. She's watching the replay of TNA Impact on a very lavish couch paid for by Panda Energy Company. She's sat there and she's waiting and her phone is ringing. She looks at it and it's a phone call from none other than Luke Gallows. She picks it up and Luke Gallows says, "Hey Dixie, do you want to come to Nigeria?" She looks at the phone and she seems rather confused, and then she is told that she's been booked in a match with the Great Power Uti. And she must go over to Nigeria and put the whole of TNA on the line against the Great Power Uti. And of course, nothing else happens but the Great Power Uti wins, because everyone knows if the Great Power Uti even comes close to losing in Nigeria, the whole city will riot, there'll be several bomb threats, and millions of people will die. And so TNA moves to Nigeria, where people still think wrestling is real. In that country, people are scared of Christopher Daniels stabbing people in the street with screwdrivers. People are scared that Abyss is going to come up to them in the night and stab them with Janice. And, of course, Hulk Hogan is still boring and old. That will never be cured, unfortunately. Well, in the good idea, TNA will at least have better reactions, and the crowds will somewhat be bigger. Filling a 20,000 seat stadium with 10 people. And it will somehow be louder than Florida.
Well, they could play the Vuvuzelas, couldn't they? Oh no, the South Africa.
Yeah. That's a good idea. What?
Okay.
In WWE, SmackDown has the air horn, and TNA is actually a whole swarm of fucking bees.
Let's have. I noticed both of you wanted to. One of you wanted to kill Hulk Hogan, and one of you just wanted to send murderous superstars out on the street. So that shows everyone's opinion of TNA, there, guys. It's all about murder. Let's have a look at the scores after that kind of sad and depressing TNA round, almost. On 32 points, still in the lead, or interrupting Pyro. I'm just waiting for it every time. And slightly behind our Team Twin Magic with 31 points. Still all to play for. We move into our next free-for-all round. Oh, I forgot. Sorry, I completely forgot to mention there was a bonus 5-point answer for that last round. I'm so sorry. I failed. You would have got a bonus 5 points for any mention of Kepler 22b, the new planet Earth that's been discovered. So, 5 points for that.
What the fuck is that going to do with anything?
It's the new planet Earth. They could move there. It's 20 million light years away. It'd take ages for them to get there. They could.
And then still have to pay for the tickets.
Well, it's good because by that time, AJ Styles and Robert Roode will be old enough to event the shows.
Give an extra point for that. Go on. Okay, let's move on. Our next free-for-all round, our second free-for-all round this week, is the returning Wrestling Gazette, which this week features a look back at all the best parts of 2011 in wrestling. I'll be honest, I got through all 4 pages in about a minute. So let's look forward to 2012 instead. I'd like our teams to be psychic and happy at some of the future headlines appearing in papers in the Wrestling Gazette for the coming year. So what kind of things are you seeing in the 2012 editions of the Wrestling Gazette? It's a free-for-all round. Anyone can shout stuff out. So
December 14th, 2012. TNA finally moved to Kepler 22b.
You give a point. Okay, let the other people talk. So yes, teams, panel, suggestions for the future 2012 editions of the Wrestling Gazette.
March the 3rd, 2012, Ric Flair arrested for massive underground paedophile ring.
April 3rd, 2012, Skrillex is the new TNA World Champion!
How about May 19th, 2012? A wedding announcement for Kane and Lita. They must be a couple. They must be a couple again because that wasn't a mask he was wearing at the end of Raw. He had just got done 69ing with Lita.
Ooh.
January
September.
2nd. January 2nd. Okay.
Carry on.
January 2nd, 2012. 3 out of 4 divas agree. The 4th does not deserve a Slammy.
September 13, 2012. TNA thought it would be, after trying out Garrick Bischoff, they thought, well, we can still keep it in the family. Brian Hebner's son Trevor, who's still only a little boy, is refereeing matches.
December 22nd, 2012. UFC voted best quote-unquote sports entertainment federation of the year. Why we are still on Earth? Nobody knows.
June 3rd, 2012, Karma debuts with the new Monster Mom gimmick.
June 7th, 2012. Kane is forced to leave after the increasing price in pyro costs.
September the 4th, 2012, Aura Levesque wins her 13th Divas Championship.
December 1st, 2012. It's all out. It's all revealed. Vince Russo was having an affair with Dixie Carter. They've had a little son. Well, they thought it was a little son, and they had a look, but that wasn't a penis. And that wasn't a vagina either. Which makes the thought, who really was the father? Vince Russo or China?
Second of January 2012, the return of David Flair.
October 9th, 2012, a wedding announcement for Hornswoggle and Lillian Garcia. That afro he was wearing wasn't a wig, he had just gone down on Lillian.
September 26, 2012. Sin Cara attempts parkour. He will be missed.
Aww. July 4th, 2012. Kane forced to debut new red, white, and blue gear in honor of July 4th.
I believe you mean he would be the red, white, and blue machine.
September 11th, 2012. Sin Cara gets a pilot's license. He's going around New York and he crashes into the Empire State Building. If that is not worse, Sin Cara Negro, who's back, tries to do the same, but we can retape it, and it successfully managed to crashes into the Chrysler Building.
Should have left it the first bit, man. That was good enough. Okay.
Sin Cara Negro launches and crashes into the Port Authority.
Okay, WindowDump,
I got a last one. April 1st, Cena turns heel. April Fools.
Okay, at the end of that round, let's hope. Good God, it's you're just continually staying a point apart. With 41 points, dropping down, are interrupting Pyro, which means with 42 points, jumping ahead of Team Twin Magic. As we move into our last question round, which this week is the pay-per-view round, which is all about Christmas. And by my reckoning, I believe we have WindowDump taking on Omega. So, okay, let's have a look at this week's Christmas round. Okay, here's what I don't get. All right, you have a pay-per-view in summer called SummerSlam. Okay, why don't we have a show in December called something like, I don't know, December to Dismember? Oh yeah, we did. Yeah.
December Sam.
Yeah, that was a point. Okay.
Decemberfest.
All right, but but the summer shows, they always seem like summer. So why can't we have a more Christmassy pay-per-view? Why do we have to have David Otunga wearing a thong, stroking a table? Okay, so why can't we have a more Christmassy, wintry pay-per-view? So panel, I would like you to pitch an idea for an all-Christmas pay-per-view. Okay, so get into the Christmas spirit. Let's go to WindowDump first. Your Christmas pay-per-view. What would it be called? What would happen on it?
Let's see. WWE presents in sponsorship with all those guys who make those light-up animatronic reindeer. It's Dashing Through the Snow, the only pay-per-view of the year that takes place outside in the middle of a snowstorm. The snow will be piling high out in the crowd areas and inside the ring and on the entrance ramp. Watch in amazement as there are multiple sledding contests to determine the winner of the new sled weight champion. There's going to be all kinds of insane spots where people get thrown into giant piles of snow and have to sell them like they're piles of burning coal, even though they're actually snow. In fact, I think the ultimate swerve would be if they managed to pick the one day of the year when it actually rains instead of snowing, so they're going to have to turn on a fake snow machine, which means that all of those piles of fake snow aren't actually fake snow, they're just styrofoam. But they'll still sell it like it's burning hot coals because, it's this gimmick thing. It's the same reason why David Otunga sold that Christmas present to the head. What else would be happening? Well, you'd obviously need to have an obligatory mention of the other quote-unquote holidays for our non-Christmas celebrating friends. There would probably be what is it? I'm trying to remember the name of that thing. Festus on a pole or something? The one from Seinfeld. Festivus, yes. They have a Festivus on a pole match to determine the winner of a Seinfeld box set. I guess they could have R-Truth and JTG come out and do a Kwanzaa gimmick spot. And they could have Kane come out and celebrate and use his pyro to light up a giant menorah.
It's kind of weird because you said fake snow. So would that be that wrestling would then, if you use real snow, wrestling would be real for once because it's real piles of snow. That's terrible. It's a terrible thing. Let's go over to Omega. Omega, I know you're a big Christmas fan, so your Christmas/winter style pay-per-view. What are you going to go give us here?
Well, I think keeping in with the fact that December to Dismember was very hardcore in contrast to the sort of cheery spirit of winter, I think WWE presents Jingle Hell, where every match on the card is an Inferno match. Yes, indeed, true to form against the cheery winter backdrop, there's a ring of fire surrounding the ring that all the superstars must compete in. I mean, just imagine we could have a Divas Battle Royal with they use like Christmas presents as props. Oh, just imagine all the flaming boxes that would be in that ring. And of course, in the main event, you would have to have it in an outdoor arena, or at least one that with a retractable roof. So of course, in the main event, you could retract the roof, and John Cena could use his powerful ice breath, which he gets. Of course, he gets his powers from our Earth sun, using the ice breath to, of course, blow out the flames, win the title, and such. And of course, at the end of the show, the big swerve of the night is it's revealed that Vince McMahon is secretly Jewish and hates Christmas, hence why he put on this terrible, terrible showcase. But of course, once again, Vince breaks kayfabe because of it's revealed that, of course, he's not really Jewish because the show only does about 12,000 buys, and he blames it all on Pat Patterson.
Is Alicia Fox one of those flaming boxes in the ring?
Yes, I believe she is.
The only thing that was missing from that was you should have said that due to the Ring of Fire, Johnny Cash should do the theme song for the night. Okay, let's have a look at those scores.
He rises from the grave like Jesus.
On 50 points, in the lead at the moment, our Twin Magic. Slightly behind on 48 points, our Team Interrupting Pyro. We move in, of course, to our final round, which is Spontaneous Promotion, where the teams try and make up some final points before heading in to defend the indefensible. 2 members of each team will randomly select a wrestler, a situation, and a wild card by using the letters A to D. Bonus points will be given for good impressions and remaining in character as much as possible. It's not necessarily about the voice, it's about the mannerisms. So let's look at this week's wildcards. 2011 for wrestling has been much like a fly in the cupboard. It's collapsed on itself. From Nash texting himself a company-wide conspiracy that got Karma pregnant and CM Punk shooting the baby before walking out with Vince and Money in the Bank and Rock not being there at all, and Archery's turning head over heel. Hang on, I got lost somewhere. Hang on. Anyway, stuff happened outside of the world of wrestling. So this week's wildcards all have a taste of things that happened in the real world this past year. So, team captains, who have you selected to be spontaneously promoted? WindowDump, who have you chosen?
This Christmas, I'm giving the gift of spontaneous promotion to Adam the Feverish and Swerveface.
That's
Thank you.
Adam and Swerveface. Okay. And over on the other side, GoldenEye, who have you elected for spontaneous promotion?
I've given Christmas spirit to Sir Danielson, and then I kept some for myself.
Your mic's doing a little crazy snowstorm thing there, but I believe Dan and yourself. Okay.
Indeed.
Adam, it's your first time on spontaneous promotion, so we're going to give you first pick. Your letter combination for this week.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go with ADD.
ADD, attention deficit disorder. Okay, you are Dixie Carter. You have just been tapped to play the part of a salesman for a new brand of tin spaghetti. Unfortunately, this action has caused the entirety of wrestling to slowly crash into oblivion before your eyes as the dominoes fall bit by bit. That's Dixie Carter, brand new tin spaghetti, and the entirety of wrestling is slowly crashing into oblivion before your eyes. Yes, how fitting indeed. So Adam the Feverish, whenever you're ready, Dixie Carter destroying wrestling.
All right. Hello there. I'm Dixie Carter. You might remember me from such television programs as TNA and, TNA. I'm here to promote this new Mario's can of spaghetti. It's an all-new, delicious brand of spaghetti filled with tomato sauce and noodles and poles. No, wait. Hulk Hogan? No. Okay, never mind. It's delicious. Trust me. You trust me, right? I mean, I've run one of the best wrestling promotions in the world, right? So, let's have a good look at this. Let's open this can up and pour some out. And oh my God. Oh, what's that? It's like I'm looking into the abyss, and the abyss is looking back at me. Not the wrestler abyss, the actual abyss. I see madness. I hear madness. Everything that is and ever has been and never will be is gone. This is all my fault. Why did I have to do this? Why did I bring back Hulk Hogan? Why did I bring back the Nasty Boys? Oh my God! God save me! Ah! Bye, can spaghetti.
If we could just send that to the Supreme Court and just get an official Dixie Carter admits She killed wrestling. Brilliant stuff, Adam. Brilliant
Thank you.
stuff. Let's go to Dan Danielson. Also new at this, but unfortunately we've got rid of 3 of the letters for you. So not a fair pick, but you've got some choice there. What are you going for, Dan?
I shall go for, yes, the eternal BBC.
The BBC. Oh dear. Let's have a look at this. Okay. You are Mick Foley. You are going to be entrant number 41 in this year's Royal Rumble. However, your promo takes the form of wedding vows as you prepare to marry Red Machine D, the bride.
What?
It's a royal wedding. It's the royal wedding. So, Mick Foley, you're going to be entrant number 41 in this year's Royal Rumble, and you're marrying RMD in a dress. So Dan Danielson, whenever you are ready, take it away.
Hey everybody, it's Mick Foley, and we're here in Shoot Promo TeamSpeak.
Yay!
And I'm entrant number 41 in the Royal Rumble. And now I'm gonna go down to the ring, and I'm gonna kick the hell out of everyone in there. And wait a minute. That's not why I'm here today. I'm here today for one very special lead person, RMD, whose wedding it is today, and they are here in holy matrimony. And now, Mrs. RMD, do you join your hand in marriage and this Royal Rumble to take your love and betrothed, hurt them, for all loved and hardcore and stuff? Will you please say, I do? Please?
It's Mick Foley, man. He's a legend.
Well, I don't think RMD's cooperating here. I'm sorry.
Will somebody please think of the children?
Well, you know, that was quite sad and quite disappointing. That I've just been given news here that RMD has died. He's been in a car accident in France. We believe that the Daily Mail will be blaming Sir Dan Danielson for the entirety of this and claim it's a conspiracy. Let's move on to Swerveface. Swerveface back on the show again. What are you going to go for, my friend? What's your letter combination for this?
Well, judging by my performances today, is CBA possible?
CAB, cab.
CBA.
Oh no, CBA is not possible.
No.
CAB is possible.
You know what? I want a taxi, so yeah. We'll go for
Call you a
CAB.
taxi. Okay, you are Scott Steiner. You are moments away from debuting when John Laurinaitis tells you that you can't. However, your promo is being played back as a series of messages left on Mick Foley's voicemail. So, Scott Steiner, you're moments away from debuting when John Laurinaitis tells you you can't. So but your promo is being played back as a series of voicemail messages. So, whenever you're ready, Swerveface, Scott Steiner, voicemail, take it away.
Hello, if you hear me, look at all my freaks, and I'm here to make a message. I'm going to leave this voicemail because I need to do John Laurinaitis an egg. No, John Laurinaitis did me an egg because I was going to debut on Raw, but no, he couldn't because he's got the fat asses. That's right, he's got the fat asses. And he's going to go British in, but I have to do a promo because it's all so bad. It's got the fat asses. And you know what? He's got British in. You're a dump. You're a dump. You're a dump. Ah! Everybody knows I'm on the roads. And you know something? I'm gonna make Foley. And you know what? Don't even go about his wife because you know what? She's got the fat asses. And you know, guess what I've got? Mick Foley, I was gonna I was gonna go on Raw, but you know what? It doesn't matter, because nothing's finer than a 69er with Scott Steiner, because WCW sucks, and I'm in the NWO for life.
Okay, I said a series of messages, but I guess that was just all overlapping with Steiner. Tape ran out. Which means that GoldenEye, unfortunately, you are left with this year's slim pickings. Again. Are you ready?
Quite.
I've just read this, and it's always the case that the
Oh,
slim
gosh.
pickings tend to be hilarious. So, you are Hulk Hogan. You are campaigning to get people to donate more money to Wikipedia. This is so appropriate. However, you are the leader of a terrorist organization based around your gimmick, and US Navy SEALs stormed the compound to assassinate you.
Oh, gosh.
Hulk Hogan, trying to get people to donate money to Wikipedia, leader of a terrorist organization, and Navy SEALs have invaded to try and kill you. Whenever you are ready, GoldenEye, take it away.
Okay, you know what, brother? Whenever I formed this terrorist organization of Hulkamaniacs, I made it so they could build Yappa Pie, and I wanted to make that Yappa Pie the greatest in the land. And so, brother, I want you to donate to Wikipedia today, because 50% of every donation goes to my organization that is made for making Yappa Pie and feathery boas, brother. And you know what else? 25% of that 50% goes to TNA, because it's the greatest company on earth, and that it will help me pay for my trip to the VGAs, which was absolutely terrible, brother. They told me that I was going to be promoting Hulk Hogan's main event, but I didn't promote Hulk Hogan's main event, and it was a waste of time and money. But you know what else, brother? Tim Tebow is the greatest quarterback of all time, and he joined my organization, so all these Navy SEALs that are invading my compound, I don't like it one bit, brother, because you know what, brother? I am going to make Yappa Pie until the day I die. And you know what? NWO for life.
He's dead, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hulk Hogan has died. It's a sad event for all. Let's have a look.
He made
at
professional wrestling, dude.
Let's have a look at our final scores. Let's find out who indeed is the Genetti. There's 1 point in it, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, crap.
It's 60-59. This week's winner, promo, is Twin Magic.
Woo! Woo!
Congrats, Window.
There's WindowDump, therefore, is our Shawn Michaels, and GoldenEye is our Genetti. But it's not over.
Yeah.
No. Not by a stretch, no. We have to do Defend the Indefensible, which is where we find out who is the true champion of Shoot Promo within this week's winning team. The team captain, WindowDump, will assign himself and his teammates with a letter A, B, or C. Each letter corresponds to a statement that no wrestling fan could truly defend, but they will have to for 30 seconds. The person that defends the statement the best will be this week's winner. The players will be judged by the defeated team, which is Team Interrupting Pyro. It's not interrupting when I stop, you know. You have to do it when I'm actually talking.
Yeah, we're low on budget. TNA Pyro. He doesn't boom, it just pops.
Clap.
And if there is a tie, I will, of course, cast the deciding vote. So, WindowDump, who are you assigning what letter this week?
Swerveface gets A, Adam gets B, I get C.
You get C, okay. That makes sense. Okay, so Swerveface, you are first up. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Okay. Your statement to defend for 30 seconds is, All the stretchers in TNA are subliminal messages hinting at the debut of wrestling's hottest free agent, Buddy Stetcher. Your time starts now.
All the what?
Stretchers.
You know something about stretchers. Look at all these stretcher matches. Buddy Stretcher's coming. And you know what he's going to do? He's going to be the TNA World Heavyweight Champion someday. He's not from WWE, which is good. And you know the best thing is? It's going to be against Jeff Hardy. It's going to be against Jeff Hardy. And he'll go over Jeff Hardy. And there won't be any more fans for Hardy. It'll be for those guys in the stretchers, because everyone loves stretchers. You can put them anywhere.
Okay. All right. That's what you're up against, guys. Let's go to Adam the Feverish. Are you ready, my friend?
I think so.
You think so? You ready? Okay, this is difficult, guys. Okay. Your statement to defend is: Hulk Hogan should hire his twin brother, Barry Tolea, and put the belt on him, and then beat him for it at Bound for Glory. Your time starts now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, okay, first of all, Hulk Hogan, whether you like it or not, he's over, brother. All right? He's the one. He's running the whole place. He's got it. All right? Then everybody loves a good brother story. I mean, look at The Undertaker and Kane. This is great. Have him and Barry Tolea just going at each other in that. It would be great. I would watch it. I would pay for the pay-per-view even. And that is saying something. So you have plus you'd have Hogan go over even more than he already is, which is, I mean, how could you not want that?
Okay. Hope the interrupting pyro is paying attention. Okay. WindowDump, are you ready? You're Shawn Michaels. You're stepping
Yeah, I'm
up
ready.
to the plate. You ready? Here we go. Okay. Your statement to defend is: shoot promo should end now. Your time starts now.
Oh, of course. Shoot promo should end absolutely right now, because this moment right here, the moment when I'm talking, best moment in the entirety of shoot promo history. Nothing will top this. Not that spontaneous promotion earlier, not the spontaneous promotion with anal bleeding. Not even Mafu and Brian Alvarez will be able to top me. I am the perfection. In fact, I should just leave because I am just a sexy boy. Sexy boy. And I don't have any need for any Genettis based on any lame N64 games.
Ooh.
Oh,
Fighting
just lost my vote.
Oh dear. Okay, so three very good defending indefensibles there. Okay, team interrupting pyro, if you could send me your votes, just right-click my name and send me a text message or something like that. Oh, here we go. Here come the votes as I stall for time. Okay, here we go. It's 2-1 vote. We have a clear winner for this week's shoot promo, the last in which I'm the host. This week's winner is WindowDump.
Yay!
Two-time UK shoot promo champion.
Well,
And who voted for the other one?
It was one vote for Swerveface there. There's one vote for
Yay!
Swerveface.
Oh.
Of course, I should say that next week it is, of course, the Day of Reckoning, where for some particular reason I have decided to take on RMD in a show that I have not participated in at all, with two people who probably haven't even had this show. So, hi Brian, hi Matthew, hi, hey, see you next week, hopefully. Fingers crossed if you're going to turn up, hopefully. That leaves me to say thank you very much for listening to this episode. Don't forget, if you want to get more involved with the show, you can follow us on Twitter at Shoot Promo Show. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Shoot Promo, where you can also sign up for Season 2. If we decide to do Season 2 in a team tournament, let us know what you think of the shows, as well as find details on how to be part of our audience. It leaves me to thank, of course, Team Twin Magic with our winner, Mr. WindowDump.
I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. Yes, you are.
Adam the Feverish.
So like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, buy the Feverish t-shirt, the Feverish headband, and the Feverish waffle iron, and take care, sit in a chair.
And the multi-gendered, multi-talented Swerveface.
Next week, the balls of Botchamania and Figure 4 Weekly drop on Shoot Promo.
And Team Interrupting Pyro with who are led by GoldenEye.
Forever mid card. That's all. That's all.
He's good, yes. He's been thrown through the barbershop window, along with Sir Danielson.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting Pyro.
Interrupting Pyro.
And finally, of course, the man who's wearing less clothes than he earned points this week. It's OmegaBR.
Yeah, I just want to apologize to Lita and Lillian for my comments during the headline round. We all know that the only real diva who has, a large amount of pubic hair and a venereal disease is, well, pretty much all the rest of them.
It only remains for me to say thank you for listening to our episode 11.
Wait.
Oh, of course. Hang on, I forgot one more thing.
Now hold on.
No,
Pipe
I've got
bombs
another
incoming.
promo. I've got a rather medium-sized announcement to make.
Of course,
I told you a few weeks ago I was going to take you on and blah 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 when we did that hilarious shoot promo. It was real, guys. I swear it was totes real. And it comes to my attention that I have not quite announced to people yet. So, if I can get a drum roll from somebody here and just do that. The members of the shoot promo side taking on Red Reddington, Matthew, and Brian Alvarez on the Christmas episode will be OmegaBR and WindowDump.
Dun,
Whoa.
dun!
Gosh.
I have assembled the most winning team in shoot promo history. We have racked up all the wins. We have taken all the points, and we are going to defeat all the Red Reddingtons and Matthews and Brian Alvarez.
Well, you know what, RMD? I've got 2 words for you. Dance Dance Revolution!
That's 3 words.
No, it's 2, because dance is the same word.
I know, anyway. It only remains for me to say one last thing. Mince?
Stop the recording!